think you are on YouTube and you are on Facebook. You're live.
Okay. I'm just going to assume nobody's watching.
I think. Oh, wait. Nope, you're not live on Facebook yet. I've got to tell people what the stream is about. Like, Facebook has so many weird requirements for going live. It's crazy.
I'm not on Facebook.
Count your blessings. I wish I wasn't on Facebook sometimes. The only thing that keeps me on Facebook are these groups. Like, I feel obligated for some reason. So I don't just leave. Otherwise, it's just like a cesspool, you know?
Yeah, like half the information is over there.
That's
or maybe the well-adjusted people are over there.
No, the well-adjusted people are on Discord. Like as crazy as Discord seems sometimes, they're the well-adjusted ones. That's sort of like my haven. It used to be Reddit, but it sort of became Discord. That's just where I go to like get away from everything.
Well, I'm coming at this from the back of the book.
Okay.
But I also want to say, I think we know more than we think we know.
About the back of the book?
About everything.
Yeah. I mean, I would totally agree with that. I feel like we have so much knowledge in our head. None of it's really written down in a cohesive way, if that makes sense. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, I think we know the types of things that we need to solve a puzzle. We've got most of them covered. Like we've got the month methodology.
Yeah.
Speaking of Phoenix and Chris, I don't know any of these people.
You should get to know them. They're fun people.
We've got the I've got a list here. We've got the immigration group. We've got the litany. There's like a connection to literature. And we've got the mechanical, astronomical, whatever that was. I could never find the quote.
For John, the mathematical, astronomical, topographical, geographical, whatever. There's a lot of ickles. Yeah. It's in I can get that quote for you. It was in Josh Gates tonight.
I've got it saved. I can never find it.
It's on 12 Treasures. If you go to the media section, it's down there. It takes a while to load. It's a big video. It takes a while to load, but it's there.
And there's also Goonie has the 12 tribes theory.
Yeah.
Which I think could work.
Well, like, so John once said something about the 12 tribes. Like, have you ever, like, it was another conversation with JM or somebody, I can't remember. And I think he said something else at the meetup to someone else. I can't remember if it was live or not, but he said something like, have you ever looked into the 12 tribes? But I've never been able to figure out if he said that because someone told him a 12 tribes idea and it was really good, or if because the 12 tribes are like actually important. But people have been working on 12 tribes for a while. Goonie was actually working on it with this lady. I think it was Leanne. I'm not 100% sure. But even their ideas years ago, they were just really, really solid. You know, they made a lot of sense. But they couldn't, like, it didn't lead anywhere. It was just kind of like back then. I mean, I haven't looked at it in years, but back then it just kind of ran itself in circles.
Well, it's like another piece of information.
Yeah, I just wonder how many different pieces of information do we need until it all starts making sense? Because, like you were saying, we've got months, we've got gems, we've got fairies, we've got ladders, we've got all of this stuff that doesn't go anywhere, right? Like, it gives you information, but it all seems to kind of give you the same information and it doesn't take you anywhere. I'm just wondering how much of this we need before, like, we start putting together a path forward.
Yeah, I was rewatching the columns
Mm-hmm.
video. They were making a good point. Like, how many constraints can you put on it
Yeah.
before it's impossible? You can't find any place.
Yeah.
But um, so
I don't know. It's one of those things.
and there's some people I want to acknowledge too,
Sure.
even though I don't know them. They're like one of the first two episodes of the podcast, where you kind of introduce things.
Mm-hmm.
You said, like, you were talking about the drawings, and you said, the drawings might mean something.
Yeah.
So I said to him, so that I said to myself, yeah, that might be true. So that's
Well,
how I got started on drawings. And
I always thought like, because we've known since almost at the beginning that Byron really didn't have anything to do with the back of the book, right? Like we had all of the um now I know we're gonna talk about the back of the book, but I'm just telling you where I'm coming from.
yeah,
We have the newspaper articles and stuff that where Byron says like this really doesn't help. But there are things back there that Byron did have a hand in that could actually help you as opposed to the text. Like Byron absolutely had a hand in all the drawings. Byron had a hand in, well, we thought back then he might have had a hand in the photography, but Ben was like, no, not really. And Joellen said he didn't really have a hand in the dolls, but he does have a hand in the descriptions, like the footnotes and stuff. So, and then I look at drawings like the one with the space shuttle that ties really well to Houston, and I think like there's no way that that's a coincidence, there's no way. So I don't know.
yeah, yeah. And anyone who works on Montreal looks at the boat in the beginning on page 9, and parts of it look like the stadium.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's one of those things that it's like a lot of people find a lot of cool stuff that's not necessarily concrete. And people fight back because it's not concrete, but if we're being honest, like most of the stuff we have about this puzzle, most of the information we know isn't concrete anyway. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's plausible.
Yeah.
I know that the front of the book follows along a lot with the lore of the puzzles, like especially the immigrant groups, and it ties into the actual cities that we're supposed to be digging in. And then the front of the book illustrates that lore that it gives you very, very well. So I can't see that they wouldn't put the time and the effort to tie the art in with the story and the story in with the puzzle if the art doesn't matter at all. You know?
Yeah, and then like Carlene started working. She did some videos about the back of the book, so I have to credit her too, because that's what made me buy the book initially, because I was just working on the front of the book then. But
I'm sure she'll be pleased to hear that because nobody mentions Carlene anymore.
her videos have been taken down. I mean, she's taken them down, so you can't see them anymore. But
I'll have to get her to put those up.
she did good. She did a good one on Houston.
Yeah.
So you should have her on. And
Well, a while back her husband passed away, and since then, she's sort of stepped away from everything. Her husband passed away, and she had trouble with her job, and she moved. And Carlene went through a really, really, really rough time that I think she's out of now. But she stepped away. We still talk, but I'll tell her I'll ping her and tell her to watch this. She'll get a kick.
No. But that's it.
Do we just want to give a shout out to Carlene?
Yeah.
Shout out, Carlene.
I'm a fan.
She's a super sweet lady. She really is. I wish she'd come back more. But her and I like to argue because she's a teacher.
I know.
She's a teacher, and I don't like. I love Carlene to death. She's the sweetest lady, but she's got that teacher voice. And I have grown up to like hate teacher voice. Like even through school. If you use that voice with me, we're gonna argue.
Uh, I don't know. She was working on it before I got to it, so
Yeah.
she's like one of the originals.
Well, she was fairly, she came with Expedition Unknown, the first episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she just dove in head first. Like most people back then did. Like you got in the first episode, you just dove in head first.
Yeah, I've been through all the stages, I think, all the psychological.
Are you at the accepting the fact that we're not gonna find these yet?
No, no, I'm at the point where I can enjoy it now.
Yeah, that's
I've
good.
run out of it. I have no more ideas. I can have fun.
I miss that stage. Then you have to work. You have to like do things for people, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
annoying.
But so you do you want to do a slideshow?
Sure. Yeah. I think I got to give you the ability to do that, but I will. Uh, there you go.
I think this can be quick. It doesn't
Okay.
have to be long-winded. Um,
Oh, somebody asked who you were. This is Lane. He's not on Facebook. So if you want to reach out to him, you can't do it that way. Do you want people to know how to find you in case they want to talk about this?
I'm on. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I'm on Discord.
Oh, okay. That's your desktop. Okay.
Yeah, here it is.
He's on Discord. His name is Cabriolet. That's how
Yeah,
you
it's
pronounce it, right?
yeah. Well, cabriole.
Cabriole.
It's the style of a leg on furniture. Comes from the same root as Capricorn. Goat.
All right.
I always worked on Montreal, so I thought a leg. And I'm no good at aliases. That's the point.
Get you. There you go.
So this is Roanoke, 2015 Landsat photo from NASA, and I just included this because I like it. It looks kind of like a thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I can move on.
It's your show.
This is the Poultrygeist, I think. And just look at the shape of the blanket and of the hair.
Uh-huh.
And this is a topographic map. And this is kind of like the blanket. And this is kind of like the hair, maybe. I'm going to come back to this one a lot.
Okay.
This is what we used in the 80s.
Topographical maps, yeah.
Yeah, and street maps. We had stuff back then.
It wasn't just like stone tablets and ironworking.
Like before Uber, there were taxis, buses, limos, tracing paper. Okay, I'll move on. So that's side by side. And this is the Stylus Devil with a trident. This is the arm of a stereo phonograph. And this is also like fork shape too.
Mhm.
And of course the devil. Devil, I guess, has a trident for some reason. And this is a modern day map. This is open street map.
Mhm.
This bridge is new, and this is the old bridge. So I just thought this was like the arm of a phonograph or something like that.
Wait, when
That's
did
the
the Virginia Dare Memorial Bridge get built? I thought it was oldish.
I think 2002.
Was it? The other side was old though, right? The other side was
Yeah,
around. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, yeah. This one is wasn't there
All right.
in the 80s. Um, okay, here's here's the refrigerator. I don't know what this one is called, but
Isn't that is that Devil Dogs? I should pull up 12 Treasures.
maybe.
There's a wealth of information on that website, including the names of things.
Well, back before everything was made out of plastic, refrigerators had metal trays, metal racks in them,
Mm-hmm.
like this. And there's a lot of, here's Hellman's mayonnaise, Tabasco sauce, horseradish. So there's like a underworld theme going on, devil, whatever the name is.
It's the household unfamiliars, by the way. That's the
Okay.
name of it. But and this was Byron's fridge, so
Yeah. I love this photo too. That's great. This is like back before Martha Stewart,
yeah.
and like people had kids and there was lots of stuff around.
I forget who did it, but somebody who took the date code for the eggs and figured out exactly when this photo was taken. So that was nice. Because we started on 12 Treasures, we started that history of the secret that just kind of gives a timeline to everything. And it was really nice to be able to put that photo in the timeline. Like, well, we at least this picture was at least taken this month.
Okay. Here's another view. This same refrigerator, but emptier
Yeah.
with an egg.
Which is
That's
odd.
noticeable. And I, I mean, seems like this would mean something. I don't really know. And there's this long braid going all the way down like that.
I mean, have you asked Joellen about her inspiration for the doll or what was going on? Because this might be one, because she made a bunch of them before The Secret and then repurposed them. So it might be
Oh,
one that she repurposed, or it might be one that she made specifically. I believe it's in her, like, I believe there's a description of this one in her notes. So that's probably one that she made specifically for the book. But if you just ask what her, like, sort of inspiration or thought process was behind making it, she'd probably tell you.
really?
Yeah.
So I don't know how to ask her anything.
She's on Facebook, but you're not. So I think I have your email address. What I can do is I'll shoot her an email and I'll ask her and I'll copy you on it. So you have her email address as well.
Okay.
That's there. You can contact her that way. She doesn't mind getting emails and stuff. So.
So um here's the spoon that we all know and love. And I was thinking this looks like the rack of the refrigerator right here. This is some kind of housing development
Mhm.
that never got built or something. So that was my thought. And here's another one. Again with the horns and with a fork this time.
That one I think is Devil. Is that the same doll?
No, no, no.
No, it's different doll. Okay. I just didn't know if she used the same doll for both. Because this one's Devil Dogs.
Yeah, okay. And it's got a fork and potato chips. And I think the teeth are pretty weird, for teeth, as far
Yeah.
as teeth go.
I like that it's got one little dribble of spit just coming in. It's nice.
So, and here it is again. Another great photo. I love these photos.
Probably just Joe Ellen's arm.
Grasping at something. Like zinc. I didn't even know about zinc until the 90s, maybe.
Chelated zinc. What the hell is chelated zinc?
Is it mixed with a mineral?
I have no idea. Yellow
Some
bean sauce. Jesus, Byron.
but
I like
okay, here
he has ring dings though, so that's the most like late 70s thing you can get, some ring dings.
it's true. So here's a knife this time. Instead of a fork, a knife, and chips again. And I don't know what the ring dings, you know.
You don't know ring dings?
I mean, I
You
know ring dings. I don't
okay?
know what they would mean, but great photo. Um, so there's kind of a knife, a butter knife shape down here, and the spoon. So that would make this like the fork, I guess, in my view. Um, and this I got all excited about because it's a nautical chart. You can look up things on a nautical chart for some. I got excited about it for some reason, but um, like this is the area down here, Northwest Point, where that grid that you know the
The
housing
housing
development,
development. Yeah.
and there's like these pilings here and a dock. Like back here, there's like it says piling.
Yeah, isn't
So
that
I guess
to stop the it's to stop the waves, right? To halt erosion. Because they've got the same thing um next to Fort Raleigh and Elizabethan Gardens. They've got these long sort of jetties like of pylons. And they're
oh
there just
really?
to break waves.
See, I wasn't sure what that was. If it was like an old dock or something, or if it
Mm-mm.
was some. Okay.
Well, so one of the me and Bradley didn't know either when we went and we asked the park ranger and he was like, "Those are to break up waves. They're old and they're rotted and they don't work anymore, but that's what they were for back then."
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, it didn't really help with the erosion though. Like it was bad planning on the park's part. It still eroded pretty well.
It's pretty shallow here.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is, I did get a photo from historic aerials. It's like $5 or $10. And this shows the housing development and these ponds. And there was, I guess this is 1982. So there's one dock at least.
All right.
And I thought this was funny because it's like the same sort of area where the Roanoke videos last year, they ended up at like piers or docks. Like there were two videos last year.
Mm-hmm. Don't
Um,
know that I saw them.
yeah, with like Natalie.
Oh, like a like Sunday Fundays.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And they ended up at a pier, I think. So I thought that was interesting.
I'm trying to remember now.
And these ponds, I'm going to say, are the potato chips. But, and this is a modern day. It's changed a lot.
Yeah.
So that's a problem for me.
So your general area is down in this development,
Well, um, I
maybe?
was thinking either at the dock or
Mhm.
this I don't know what this inlet or indentation is.
I don't know. What is it now? Is it anything now? Let me look at the map.
Well, it's changed completely. It's this over here.
Oh, Wonder if it was just an inlet. Oh no. Okay. Yeah. I don't
And
know.
that, and there's this too. This is the problem, is that it's completely different.
Yeah. If I had to guess, like if I had to put money on something on what that was in the 80s, I would bet it's a boat ramp.
Oh,
Because if you go back to it and look, it kind of has the left and the right kind of veering in towards the center.
this
Yeah, I would bet that's some sort of boat ramp. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't
it's
know.
hard to tell.
Yeah. Who knows? Someone on Facebook said cheletted just means it helps boost absorption in the body. So
Oh, okay.
cheletted zinc, that's what it does. All right. Learn something new every day.
um, yeah. So that's the problem. And this the painting. um, I just thought this was interesting because it kind of looks like a broken down dock.
All right. Yeah.
But I don't know if you want to go that far.
Well, hey, it's your show.
That's what my thought was. And this part is interesting too. You know, is this a dock or is it an inlet or something else? I don't know.
It's a weird design choice on John's part, that's for sure. Because it doesn't make any sense. It's not symmetrical. It's curved at the top, comes to 90-degree angles at the bottom. Doesn't look right, doesn't flow well. It should be like you would think it would be upside down. I don't know. That belt is a weird design choice for John. For sure.
Hope we know that the Wizard of Oz is involved somehow. And so you would think at the end there would be like a reference to the end of the Wizard of Oz, where I guess she disappears or she clicks her heels and disappears and goes home. But, I mean, it's obvious like the red is kind of like the
Ruby
ruby,
slippers.
or I think in the past there wasn't too much difference between garnets and rubies. They were just all kind of red gems. But I don't know how much license you want to take with things. This is the litany. Like, I don't know if Proudly Bear has to do with pregnancy or the pregnancy theme. And is the jewel, is their queen like um, Dorothy, or is it like the Queen of England? So I thought this should have some bearing on the final spot too, I think.
Okay.
But that's where I'm stuck.
Well, if you're looking at Dorothy, you don't have a whole lot of options. Like if you're looking at the Wizard of Oz in Roanoke, you just don't have a lot of options at all. But if you're taking this to mean the Queen of England, your world opens up, because just about everything in that town is about England and its queen and people coming over from England. I mean, there's an entire section of Elizabethan Gardens dedicated to Queen Elizabeth the First, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
uh, so, I mean, your options are wide open if you're taking it to be the Queen of England. And I mean, it would make sense because they're saying the fairies of England proudly bear garnet, the crown jewel of their queen. They are of England, so they should be talking about the Queen of England. But who knows? I mean, it's a puzzle.
Yeah, but the Queen of England doesn't have anything to do with the dock, really.
That's true. Well, I mean, The
Let's say
people
like
came over from England and had to dock their boat. I don't know. I'm reaching
they're
here. I'm just I'm
leaving
trying really hard.
they're leaving the island. Uh, I think that's about all I got.
So you're wanting to dig at a dock, at that dock.
Yeah, yeah, back there.
Hmm. That would be difficult since it's gone. Um wow. Okay. But what so I'm
Yeah, we
curious I'm curious how with the verse and I'm curious how the verse gets you there.
oh, the verse I don't pay attention to.
Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah, that's where I'm lazy myself.
Yeah.
It's like I go with like the conventional thing
Okay.
until it doesn't work anymore.
All right.
Then
That's refreshing to hear that actually. Because most people are like, oh, we'll figure it out. Like, whatever. We'll make some stretches. You're just like, no, don't worry about it. No, just forget about it. Who cares?
but I think I think the back of the book can like kind of keep you on track a little, but it's all up to interpretation, you know.
Yeah. But
But
that makes it difficult, no? Like, I mean, it makes it almost impossible because if this whole puzzle is subject to the way your brain thinks, then the only person that can solve it is someone whose brain thinks the exact same way Byron's brain thinks. You know?
um I think if enough things pile up and point or sort of point.
I mean, I get what you're saying. Like we were talking about earlier, where nothing's really concrete. Everything's just kind of um leans in a specific direction. And you're saying if enough things lean in this direction, like you
Yeah,
have
but
enough circumstantial evidence, you don't need any concrete evidence.
yeah,
Then
like there's a lot of devil, and there's Kill Devil Hill, and there's
Nag's head and the cow head. I mean, there's a lot.
uh, and I made some other slides of some of the other cities too. If
Okay.
you want, if you
Dude,
want to
it's
keep
it's
going.
your it's your show, man. I'm happy to do whatever. My thing is like if it starts a conversation somewhere down the line, like you never know what you're gonna say that's gonna inspire somebody else. Just like you were saying with Carlene and her videos, she thought nobody gave a shit. She thought nobody
This
cared about her videos. So you
this
never
is
know.
this is her methods being used. So I mean, I don't know if she would approve, but it's her method.
You made it text
She,
her and just be like, "Hey, will you pop in Sunday Funday real quick?" I can do it. Let's do it. Let's see what she says. I don't even know if she'll respond, but she might. Hey, I'm doing Sunday Funday, and the person that I'm talking to has been really inspired by your videos, and I'm curious if you would be willing to pop on for a few minutes.
And it's Lane.
It's Lane. Does she know you? Like if I say your name?
I just emailed her once. That's it.
Okay. I have no idea if she'll even see this, so let's continue.
Okay. Let's zoom forward. This references. Okay. This guy is awful reminiscent of the Boston Fens backwards.
Yeah.
Why you would have the Fens included is the question. There's no head, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like, but, and this part, I think this is like the bend in the River Charles near Cambridge. And I think this is like the dormitories in Harvard. And this like is the road that goes along the river. And I've got a map. Like here's like the bend in the river. Here's Harvard Yard. Here's the T station. Like this, I think there are dormitories down here. I've never been down here. It's where the Lampoon thing is.
Hmm.
And this is Radcliffe, that was the women's college. And this is the Longfellow House. Like they call it Tory Row. There's a lot of big old houses. So that's what I thought.
All right.
And there's this photo. He's standing on a plate, and she's Julia Child, famous Cambridge chef. So I thought it was no, I don't know, is this James Beard or
I don't know. I've
I don't
always
really
been curious, like, and this is super vulgar, but are those Julia Child's boobs or are they her knees? Like, what is Joellen trying to portray here? That's always been pretty confusing to me.
I think they're her knees.
They've almost got to be, right?
Is she like sliding into home plate or something with a bat as a spoon? I don't know. But I mean this one, come on, it's a plate.
Yeah.
That's what that's that. And this New York, inspired by King Kong.
I like how the
Somebody pointed out the Twin Towers down here.
yeah.
And this, I think, is the Hudson River, like his thigh. But I'll get to that. This is, King Kong,
Right.
the actual. Everybody saw this movie on TV who's my age. And this is, biplane. Looks a lot like the Twin Towers. Um, I really think the Gray Giant is the Twin Towers. Somebody was posting about this on Discord just today, I think. But
About the Twin Towers being the Gray Giant.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
think,
there's pretty good. There's a lot of good arguments to be made for that.
and this is just, I put the net in because I like this photo. This is the Verrazano.
All right.
And of course, I love that photo because I remember these things.
That was before my time.
Everyone had their own way to like put their money in. Like some people put their whole arm down it. Some people like chucked it. But they're around a lot. So I think this is like the Hudson River, like this part
Mhm.
where that bridge is. I forget the name of it. But I think, that's the Hudson. And this, I think, is Cleveland. It's almost over. Because there's like a claw, you can make a claw out of this, and you can make like a belly out of this, and you can even maybe find the back end of like a VW Golf or whatever they were, Rabbit, like
Cabriolet.
cabriolet, like the car with the hood and the claw. Well, I guess the claw isn't that great, but the belly, I don't know. like the belly. So I think that's it.
Okay.
Oh, and this, this one,
This one
the
was the one Carlene really liked.
the tax burden. This one, I think, is New York. Like, and these are the two bridges area.
Hmm.
It'd be like Brooklyn with Manhattan on its back. Like these are the two bridges. And this I just, went crazy with. But that's the idea.
All right.
I think that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I told you
I'm sorry.
I told you it would be short.
It's fine. I don't understand how we're going to use this to find a cask.
No, you can't.
Okay.
Because, well, if it's here, like near a dock, then it's changed completely.
Right, but I think what I'm getting at is I don't see how we can use this to get there. Like
Okay.
in order for a puzzle to work, we got to get from America, from a zoomed out view of America, to right where your mouse cursor is. And I can't think of a way where we can do that. I mean, I know I can see where you're going with the um not everything doesn't have to be concrete. It just leans one way or another. It's sort of subjective. And I can see it get you to Roanoke. But from getting to Roanoke Island to there is where I'm having trouble.
Um, I don't know. Can you walk along here?
Not really. There's so right about where it says on your map where it says tower.
Yeah.
If you go a little bit to the left, there's a cliff.
Yeah.
You can't get past. You really can't walk the shore. You really got to go around. Now that's today. Back then, I don't know. Like as you said, the it's changed a lot, and I didn't go there when I was a kid. I don't remember. I have no idea. But now you can't. That would be a long walk anyway. That would be
Yeah,
miles
it
and
would.
miles.
It would. What is the Watergate somewhere over here?
Uh, no, the Watergate would be about where it says. So you've got Towers 20, and then it would be to the left of that.
Over
Some
here somewhere.
Yeah, just keep going a little bit more left. It's probably somewhere right around in there. Because
Wow.
you've been to the park, right? Your fort is marked. Fort.
When I was a kid.
Oh. So fort is marked, and then I think you're seeing in your map, I think you're seeing the boundary of Fort Raleigh where it says towers, where it says tower, where you're about where your mouse is should be the Elizabethan Gardens.
Oh.
It should be. I'm
Okay. Well, yeah, it's got problems. But,
because in the turn and the P, that's the parking lot, the P and the spoon kind of thing on the road. That
um,
turnaround is the turnaround for the Elizabethan Gardens entrance.
oh, okay.
So yeah, it should be right up in there. Should it be exactly where the water gate is, where it says tower.
We do have the spoon.
Yeah, we still have the spoon.
Yeah, I don't know how you would get there, really.
Do you know there's been somebody that's been commenting a lot? We mentioned her last stream, Sandy Hendry. She would probably be a big help with you because I think she, in some ways, thinks about not about the puzzle the same way you do, but about the images sort of the same way.
Uh-huh.
Sort of takes an interpretation and assigns it a not really a meaning, but like a way to sway you in one direction or another. Does that make sense? And then you get swayed one direction enough, and you have your answer. I think.
Yeah, I
But
mean, some people have been posting about the back of the book in Discord, so it's been used.
yeah,
I don't know how well.
the thing about the back of the book that gets me is there's all these people that use it, but none of them can agree on anything. You know, because it's subjective. You can't find an answer that everyone agrees on. So where we all basically agree, where the verse says land by the window, okay, it's the outline of Roanoke Island right by the window. That's objective, right? We can all see that and we can all agree. But because the back of the book is just so subjective, I don't know of one thing that, um, multiple people agree on. We set up this it's an alternative cities. There's two groups on Facebook. There's alternate cities for people who believe the accepted cities aren't correct. There's a group for that, but there's also one for the back of the book. And I always
Oh,
tell people, like, people who think there's arguments in the Facebook group, if you want to see real heated arguments, go to the back of the book group, because those people fight nonstop. They can't agree on anything. It's funny to watch. But like that's the downside. The upside is those are the people who think about things different. Those are the people that, if there's going to be a new idea, it's probably going to come from one of those people, because they're looking at everything differently. It's a weird fine line you got to walk.
well, I think if there's going to be progress, I think in New Orleans would be a good spot because it sounded like there were people willing to dig there, and that's like half the battle.
Getting permission to dig, or getting
No,
someone to
getting
dig.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is. Like, have you ever dug?
no.
Oh, do we need slides anymore? Do you want to turn off screen share?
No, no. Okay. Stop
I mean, it's up
sharing.
to you.
No, we don't.
Okay. Let's see if I can't. There we go. Okay. Yeah, getting people to dig is hard.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, yeah, I solved this thing, never put a shovel in the ground. Um, and New Orleans, there are a lot of people that are willing to dig, but the most of the places you want them to dig, you can't. I think still with most people want that park in front of St. Louis Cathedral dug up, and there's no way. There's no way you're gonna dig in there.
Are the Storyland people still in it?
Yeah, Storyland people are still pretty hardcore Storyland, but
That's
Storyland's
good.
changed so much. I mean, back in the '80s, it wasn't even really a park. There were no walls. Now it's a park you got to pay to get into, but back then you just walk in. There were no fences, there were no gates, there was no nothing. It was just part of City Park. But they bulldozed all of it. They completely redid everything. They redid all of the attractions, whatever you want to call them. I don't know. It's hard.
Yeah. My favorite is Montreal.
It's the one that I know the least amount about, because I've never been. Rachel and I were thinking about going, but then we were like, ugh, it's expensive and you got to get passports and stuff.
Yeah, you need a passport.
And then it's like, it's cold and you got to be in Canada. I don't even know if they have electricity there. And how am I going to post on Facebook if they don't have the internet? Anyway, so what do you think about Montreal? Where do you want to, where's your uh, suspected area of Montreal?
Well,
Unless you don't
Mo
want to talk about it. If you don't want to talk about it, it's fine too.
I would think Montreal is the mountain.
Oh, so you're one of the Mount Royal people, or
Yeah.
How did you pronounce it?
Oh, Montreal.
Montreal, Mount Royal.
Mount Royal.
Like, I'm from the South. We're just gonna go with Mount Royal.
I
Okay.
like
Do you also flip the verse and use the what people mostly consider the Milwaukee verse for Montreal? Well,
Um,
you don't use the verse. Never mind.
yeah, there are people who specialize in words, like
Yeah.
Chris. I don't know him, but I know he's good at words. Like the person last week, she's good at words, right?
Yeah.
So I don't.
But that's part of being a team, you know? Like you lean into what you're good at.
Yeah,
Like
I mean, like I spent a lot of time staring at the St. Augustine painting.
mhm. Yeah, me too.
So I was not going to repeat that with Roanoke. I was not going to look at that painting very much.
So people in the comments are asking if you follow the verses, and it sounds like you just take basically what everybody knows from the verses and you follow that, and then you extrapolate, you fill in blanks with back of the book or with different images.
Yeah,
Is that kind of your process?
yeah.
I
And
feel like that's a lot of people's process.
I got Boston wrong.
We all did. It's fine.
I don't understand the gift giver's clues, except for there was one obvious one, but I
I
don't
thought they
get
were
his
all
clue.
pretty obvious. You didn't think they were obvious? Which one confused you?
I mean, all of them.
Oh,
Like,
I thought they were. Especially this
I
last
mean,
one where it was just
this
like
year,
12 all at once. I thought they were all pretty obvious.
I guess most of them were, but there were some blanks.
Yeah. All right. One day I'll have a stream about those. We'll just talk about the gift giver. Because to me, they were like, the first one was dumb. Like the one with the whirling dervishes or whatever, that was dumb. And it seemed
Mhm.
like it almost seemed like, because it seemed like they were going, okay, I'm going to give you a puzzling little tricky clue. And then they gave the clue and nobody understood. And then the next one, they were like, all right, I'm going to make it a little less puzzling. And nobody understood. And then the next one, they're like, all right, here's just a clue. And then nobody understood. And then the last one, they're like, all right, words are just misspelled. It's just a typo. God. You know, it seemed like it got way easier or way more direct anyway.
Well, I mean, they're having fun. Whoever he, whoever
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah. They're having fun. One guy says he understood the dervishes, possibly. I don't even think the person that typed that understood the dervishes. Anyway,
Yeah, that's
that
about
thing was
it.
crazy. Like, maybe you got to do some addition and subtraction. Like, what? Now I got to do math? I don't know. But as long as it's fun, are you having fun?
Yeah.
Good.
Um,
Is it worth the time invested? That should be
um,
like number one Sunday Funday question. Is it worth the time you've invested into it?
um, yeah, probably not. No, I had tons of fun with it. Like 7 years
Yeah.
having something in that you could turn around in your head.
I mean, are you
Just
done now? Or are you not going to do it anymore?
no,
Or,
I want to go to like Montreal.
okay. So do you travel to any of these cities like recently? I know you've been to Roanoke when you were a kid, but
No,
what's
no,
keeping you from just like going? Work or,
no, I don't like to travel.
oh, okay. Well,
Um,
you know what would be cool? We tried this once and it was crazy. It ended up being crazy, but we might be able to try it again. If we could hook up a searcher like yourself that likes Montreal but doesn't like to go to Montreal. If we could hook them up with somebody like in Montreal who just has a camera, who will just do a walkthrough and answer questions. Because I feel like a lot of the stuff that you were talking about with Roanoke could have been answered by somebody in Roanoke, right? Like where you were like, well, can you walk from here to this where this dock used to be? No. Like it would have been answered by somebody with just a camera who walked the shore. Cause you walk the shores in Roanoke. Like if you go down Fort Raleigh down to the shore and you walk, you can get to about the Elizabethan Gardens, and then you run into a chain link fence that runs out into the water, you know, so you can't go past it. You have to go all the way around the Elizabethan Gardens to the other side, find another access to the shore just to get around that chain link fence. And then once you do that, you walk 100 yards and you meet a cliff, like a cliff face. It's like 200 foot tall. It's huge. And you just can't go any farther. It's not like a cliff you can climb over. It's huge. And you can't go around it. And then when you, if you kind of get to the other side of that, it's not shore, it's just rock. And then, you know, down when you get to the Ritchie area, the overdeveloped area, they got nice beaches. I remember with me and Bradley, where that cliff was, we were walking, cause we were like, what's on the other side of that cliff? And it's a cemetery. It's a grave, like a plot of graves, really old graves. And we're walking through it, and all of a sudden we keep hearing clicks, like click, click. And then you walk 4 or 5 more feet, click, click. And there's like trail cams everywhere. And it's like every time we took a step, they were just taking pictures of us. It took us like an hour to figure out they were taking pictures of us.
Can you see the monument from there?
Not really. You can't during the day at all, but at night you can see the beacon. You can see the light.
Okay.
Not from, I don't remember if you can from the graveyard or like from the cemetery or not, because that island curves, you know. So once you get past a certain point in the curve, you can't see even the beacon. I think you could probably see it from the cemetery though. I don't think that's curved yet. But that's about it. Like that was always my problem with being in the fort and looking for that wing, because you can't see it, and you the only way you would know it's the wing is if you knew it, you know. It's just a beacon light.
Yeah, I tried on Google, I couldn't see anything.
You can't see it, it's too far away. I mean, even on a clear day you couldn't see it, but you can see that light. Just a little red light blinking in the distance. I don't know. You should just go to Montreal though, man. Just book a vacation.
I know, it's a good place.
I'll have to take your word for it. You get some poutine, you go stay at the George Stephen house or whatever, go up to Montreal.
Yeah, I gotta learn more French. That's the problem.
I know no French. I know dirty words in French. That's all I know.
It's nice up there.
All the people are nice. I'll give them that. Like everybody that I've met from Montreal has been super kind. Am I mistaken, or did Byron work on National Lampoon? He did not work on National Lampoon. That was a question in the comments. Sorry.
I got it. And the only other thing I wanted to say was that the interview with William Stout.
Yeah.
That was like professional level interview.
Dude, that interview sucked for me. So here's the thing. When I was doing that interview with William Stout, I was nervous because I legitimately, from my childhood, love William Stout. He is an artistic hero. He created characters that defined my childhood. And I was so nervous for that interview. Days and days and days. I was just like, oh my God, I got to talk to what the hell am I going to say to William Stout? So I called Phoenix and I was like, hey dude, I got to interview with William Stout and I need help. Like I need somebody to come on to keep me from fangirling all over this artist. And he's like, all right, dude, I'll do it. No problem. So the day comes and we get William Stout and he's sitting there. We're doing an audio interview, but he's got video up. And he's like, oh, it's just audio only? I was like, yeah, it's just audio only. He's like, but I took a shower. I was like, I'm sorry, man. It's just, he's like, all right, you ready? And I was like, well, let me wait because John's coming on and he's going to help And then John couldn't get his mic to work. And it's me and William Stout sitting bullshitting for like 20 minutes because John's mic won't work. And finally, John's like, all right, I'm going to give up. And I'm just sitting there with William Stout like, all right.
It's something I knew nothing about. It was fascinating.
It was, I was happy with the interview. It was edited. There was a lot of editing to make it sound good. Carlene said if you would like to talk to her, she'll come on. You just have to give her a second because she looks like shit.
Well, I can jump off and she can jump off.
No, for you. If you want to talk to Carlene.
Yeah. Well,
just give her a second.
I don't know if it will make sense.
I'm sure it'll be fine. But anyway, yeah, that interview was crazy. Let me copy this link over for her. Just because I was super fangirly and I was not prepared because I was going to lead on John to do most of the like legitimate questions. I had no idea. So I 100% winged that entire interview.
I thought it was like very professional.
Thank you. That's a testament to editing.
I think there's another, he did a interview after that that's on YouTube. It's just him talking.
Yeah. He's done a bunch of them. And that was, I think that was why that interview was good. Cause I watched so many of his interviews. I was like, all right, if I ask this question, I'll get this story. Let me just ask this question.
Like I never read like heavy metal or any of those things.
Yeah. Well, he designed Skeletor. Like that was, and he, not the Skeletor from the cartoon, but Skeletor from the movie, the He-Man movie. And that was like my jam when I was a kid. So when I was a kid, I was all about some He-Man. It would be like 5-year-old George at 1 p.m. He-Man's on. I'm in my underwear. I got my plastic sword. I have the power. That was me. He did Return of the Living Dead. He did a lot of stuff that really defined my childhood. And it was like talking to him was crazy. It would be like you talking to Byron, you know, he's that kind of hero to me.
Wow. Yeah, no, we watched like the Little Rascals and stuff like that.
I mean, I also watched the Little Rascals, but He-Man, dude, He-Man.
Too old.
You're never too old for He-Man. Castle Grayskull is open to all ages. Oh, got a text. What's it say? Passcode, please. Uh-oh. Let me try again. It might be... She might not be able to get on. Uh-oh. That would suck. Or I might just have to recreate a room. It might take a second.
The problem is that JJP has so much facility with images, like with scale,
yeah,
flipping things.
It's waiting for me to enter the passcode. Hey, if I recreate this Zoom room, can I shoot you the link and you rejoin real quick?
Sure.
Okay, everybody give me 1 second. Let me do that so that I can get Carlene in here. Let me kick you out. No, you're fine.
Record.
Stop that. All right. Give me a second. Let me get Carlene in here. Cause like nobody's ever like, oh, I really love Carlene. I want to talk to Carlene. And that would be nice for her.
Recording in progress.
There's this. There's that. There's this, and then there's that. And now we wait. We wait for people to rejoin. This is a fun stream, isn't it, guys? Fun. I'm like, and I get, because everybody was like, he doesn't use the verse. But like, to me, it's refreshing to finally hear somebody say that. Oh, Lane's back. Okay, let me put Lane back.
Okay.
Yes. All right. All right. Lane, I got you back. Now we're just waiting on Carlen. I was telling people it was refreshing to hear somebody say that they don't use the verse. Because, like, if we're being honest, when and I know you can see it too on Discord, but especially on Facebook, you watch people post and they're just like ignoring 90% of the book. You know, they're ignoring 90% of the information given, and they won't acknowledge that. They'll just be like, "Oh, it's all wrong," but it's okay to say, like, you guys already have this information. I don't need to focus on it. It's already gotten me where I need to go. You know, it's okay to say that. And I wish more people would. I wish more people would just be honest about that. Because I feel like if they were more honest about it, people would take them and their ideas more seriously. And it would lead to a more like open and honest conversation.
I can't even really keep up with Discord anymore. There's like a new group of people on
it. Excuse me. Yeah, yeah.
But I like the format though. It reminds me of like the internet relay chat.
Yeah. Yeah, I still use IRC.
Well, the same thing happens. You have like 50 people signed in and nobody's talking about it.
My stepdaughter walked in the other day and I had IRC open because we do like, I do like trivia on IRC in this other group that I'm in. And she's like, is this what the internet was like in the 80s? I was like, well, yeah, kind of. It's kind of was. Except you had to dial into someone's computer to do this.
Yeah.
Anyway. But you don't, like, where did you before, because Discord wasn't always around, where were you before Discord if you weren't on Facebook?
Well, there's the PB Works.
Mm.
I like that, you know, they tried to keep things positive.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know. I don't remember.
All right. You know. I started the very secret OnlyFans for super fans of the secret. That's not true. The podcast has the OnlyFans. We started an OnlyFans years ago to try to get Bradley to post bathing suit pictures, and he wouldn't. But yes, the podcast legitimately has an OnlyFans account. I don't think it has anything on it, but it's there. You can be our fan if you want.
You guys have fun.
We try. I don't know what Carlene's doing. So I don't know if she's coming or not. But
yeah, ask her about the videos if she has any of them backed up.
George's feet. No. Someone in the comments is saying I should make an OnlyFans for my feet. No, you don't want to see that. Anyway. So what else? We've only killed an hour, man. Sunday Fundays are 2 hours.
No, that's all I got.
That's all you got?
That's good enough for me.
Okay. Well, if you want to head out, I won't stop you. I'll stay and take questions. Unless anybody's got questions. Does anybody have questions for you? For Lane?
Just talk to Carlen.
Okay. I can do that. I'll just wait around and see if Carlen shows up. All right. Well, thank you for coming on then.
Sure.
I appreciate it. I hope it helped in some way. I don't know. Did it help? Did you...
Yeah, it's a little bit out there, but that's where it went. So
I mean, out there's fine though. I mean, it wasn't that far out there. You at least landed in Roanoke. Like that's, you know, you're doing better than a lot of people.
But it's a good I don't think the cask is there anymore.
Yeah.
But that's just an opinion, but it's a good
that's most Roanoke searchers feel the same way, just in different places. You know?
So it's a good demonstration kind of city that if you want to try things out, there's no big stakes.
Rob Carajulio asks if anyone has ever told you you sound like Larry David.
Larry David?
Yeah, that name's familiar, but I can't place it. Who's Larry David?
Yeah, I apologize for my stupid voice, but
that's not stupid. Let's see. Oh, Larry David from Curb Your Enthusiasm. Okay. Yeah. All right.
No.
All right. Are you secretly Larry David, Lane?
No.
Are you like a genius television producer and creator?
No.
Are we making a podcast about nothing?
I am from the suburbs, which is why I don't really want to go walking around weird neighborhoods in Brooklyn too much, because I look like I'm from the suburbs, you know?
Yeah, that never bothered me. I don't know why. Like I'm walking the streets of New Orleans at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Never bothered me. Everybody else is like, I don't feel safe. I'm like, I'm fine, whatever. I guess I have that don't mess with me look though. So
yeah, I have the look like I'm a mark.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
Yeah, I think people should work in teams or groups.
Yeah, it's helpful. Like you play off each other's strengths.
Walk in groups.
All
yeah,
right.
so that's it. That's all I got.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming on and talking.
How do I get out? How do I get out of here?
Just click end. You just click end. Or like leave. Or I could kick you. You want me to kick you?
Okay, leave. Yeah, leave.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on then.
Am I leaving?
Not yet.
Okay, leave. Thanks.
Yes.
Thanks. Thank you too.
You're welcome. Well, that was fun. I have an hour left. And then Carlen is like, I'll come on shortly. Is she going to? Who knows? Just let me know. Shit. I'll send you the link. Just put in the comments. I want to come in. I'll be like, all right, you can do it. It's fine. Or not. If no one wants to in the next few minutes, I'm just going to go. Just interviewed Larry David. He was nice, man. Like, I get it. I get it. He's nervous because he's got out of the box ideas and he knows that people are going to make fun of him for him because that's what people do. But he had the balls to come in and talk about him. Psh, most of the people that make fun of people that do that don't got the balls to come on. So, all right. Brandon Young wants to come on. That's fine. Now, Brandon, if you do come on, you have to pretend to be Lane if Carlen comes on. That's the... Yes, I know you've been on before. It does take balls to discuss your ideas live. But yeah, my room's a mess. It's very nice, right? I feel like I'm 15 again. My room's just an utter mess and I got video games everywhere. I don't know why I brought that up. Anyway, now we're just waiting. Are there any questions? It's Hunter Roulette. Jessica, do you want to come on? This is the quiet time. Everybody play quiet time with George while we wait for another guest to finish up Sunday Funday. Jessica didn't take a shower and she looks like crap. I also haven't taken a shower yet, and I also look like crap, but that's normal for me. Like, I just normally look like crap, so I'm used to it. And everybody else is used to it too. So, and I just stuffed my face with pizza. That sounds good. Why did the German fairies forsook Germany? You know, I feel like the one thing in this political climate that I don't want to talk about is Germany. You know, just various reasons why I think I'm going to avoid Germany specifically. Germany, and we know a couple other countries as well as Germany, but mostly just Germany. Going to avoid that group just totally. I too wonder why fairies forsook Germany. You'd like to come on? Feel free anytime. Just take a shower and don't stuff your face with pizza, and you're more than welcome. Has anybody discussed capitals as a possible trend? I'm assuming you mean state capitals, and no. Or you could be referring to capital letters, in which case, yes. But at 81, it was the USSR. Debbie, I don't know if you're aware, but it's still that general area. It's still bad. It's been 40 years. It hasn't changed much. White caps and hats. I don't understand. You guys should come on and talk about these things, except for Germany. Anyway, I sent Brandon Young a link and I sent Carlen a link, and we're just going to give him a couple more seconds.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. He's here. Oh,
yeah.
Nice. Oh,
hey, everybody.
Video. Okay. Nice.
No. I'm mysterious like that. So
that's fine. How long have you been there? I haven't even been looking over at that monitor.
Oh, it's been like 20 minutes, only 30 minutes.
Right. That's fine.
That's fine. I was patient.
That's cool.
Yeah. So George, Happy New Year, everybody, to The Secret and everybody out there. Geez. Wow. What an amazing endeavor we've been on. But I wonder, George, if there's any updates as far as the other hand. What did you say? The other hammer of the San Francisco treat coming down.
That's not a me thing, dude. It's not a me thing.
What is
it's a somebody else's thing. It's like,
okay,
I'm not the only one that has ideas about the Fairmont in San Francisco. I'm not the only one that has sort of information, and that's just not mine to give.
Fair enough.
So if there was an update, I would say, if I, back when I recorded that video, I would have said, oh, they're going to say something about that real quick, but they're not. They're still working. So it's not the only thing I can say is I said in the video, and I have maintained since then, we put you at a point, you keep going. Like,
Right.
don't ignore what was said. Keep going.
Right.
So, and it's up to other people if they want to do that. But yeah,
Cool.
it's not a me thing. It's not like I'm trying to. I realize now that no one has said anything, that it sounds like I'm just keeping some shit from people just by just being an asshole. But it's not. That's
no.
not the case.
No, I mean, I don't know. People think you're a jerk. You're not. You know, like
I mean, I can be.
well, we can all be, right? But like the Fairmont is interesting because I met Robin Williams there long
Nice.
ago before I ever knew it. Like I was 10 years old, and we were staying, and I think they have a statue to Robin Williams now. I don't think the cask is underneath there.
No,
But
there's a statue of oh god, the singer. I left my heart in I left my heart in San Francisco.
Oh, who would sing that?
Fuck is his name? I just said the F word. I said I wouldn't say that anymore.
It's okay. You're forgiven.
Thank you. The lounge singer, whose name I can't remember because he's not Frank Sinatra. And if he's not Frank
Dean
Sinatra,
Martin.
who is it? No, it's not Dean Martin. It's not one of the Rat Pack.
Okay.
Somebody's going to say it. But yeah, it's him.
Okay. But they did build.
Brett waited tables for Robin Williams when he was in San Francisco.
Okay. Oh, cool.
College, yeah.
Yeah, Robin was a great guy.
Tony Bennett.
I mean,
that's it. There's a Tony Bennett statue.
No, but there is a Robin Williams statue now. So, but it's the Fonz and Bronze in Milwaukee. There's a Fonz and Bronze.
Yeah, I know. I've touched him.
So, Milwaukee, according to my girl I've been talking to, says that it might be a hybrid. That building might be a hybrid between the city hall and the background of the juggler, right? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Might be a city hall, and there's another building. It was a clock tower, which is interesting because we have the 12, right? And we have the 12 hours and the whole theme. So it might be a clock tower as well but it's hard to argue with because, I mean, it's first impression, right? So she saw it. She immediately thought clock tower in Milwaukee.
Okay.
So it's interesting. I don't know where we're going with it. I just really want someone to find another one.
They're probably not gonna. Like, that's the thing, man.
Yeah.
Everybody's always like, what do you think the next one to be found is? There's probably not gonna be one.
Yeah.
It'll be 20 years, and then somebody's like, I found this piece of a key in Peoria or whatever.
Yeah. But they said that about Boston, right? So, like, Boston got discovered after, like, what? How many years? Like, so many years. And, well, quote unquote, discovered. So, but no, I'm joking. Well, I'm not. But I was there, and I'm from Boston. And you guys turned me on to this, and I'm a teacher, so I've been teaching this to get my, see what like a middle schooler might think about this.
That's kind of torturous, though. You're ruining these children's lives.
How?
Because, like, look at what The Secret does to grown adults. It turns grown adults into children. They yell at each other over this book. They fight. They insult one another, and you're wanting to introduce it to impressionable young minds.
Right.
That's bad. I mean,
that's
you should be fired, dude. Like, do you have a teachers union that I could report you to?
No, they're definitely looking into me. Yeah. No, but some of them, like a couple of them, really like want to solve this, and they get obsessed with it. And they're like, "Oh, I can solve this. I can solve it. Like any task you give to me as a lesson, I'll solve really quick." As most education is, it's like a thing to see if you can solve this puzzle really quickly. And it's like most of the smart kids are like, "Yeah, all right, we'll get this done so we can go on to the next class."
Do you teach like a hard class?
I throw those things. No, I don't. But
you teach like you teach art or something? Or are you one of the everybody gets an A class?
I wish. Okay. Yeah, well, gym. If you imagine gymnasium.
Oh, all right. Well, just tell all the kids that don't want to dress out for gym that you'll give them an A if they solve The Secret. Like, you don't want to put on shorts in the locker room? That's fine. Here's this book.
Solve The Secret. You're done. A plus.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but like, so, I mean, some of them, for example, St. Augustine, which I think deserves some more looking into. Fort Mose, which is a little bit north of St. Augustine, which George famously said was not known.
Yeah, we didn't know where it was.
Yeah, we had no idea. Yeah, but yet it was known in the 1600s.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't know about it.
They didn't really write that stuff down. I mean, that wasn't a well-respected fort, you know?
Well, still there.
It's still there. It was
All right.
found. I forget when it was found, when they found like the foundations and stuff. And then they built
I don't know. But it's worth looking at because it's off of the same highway of what is the name of the Saint Ponce de Leon. Yeah, that's right. So it's worth. Yeah. And there's some statues there, you know. Anyway, so I'm a big fan. I love you. I actually love you. I know you know, like many people hate you or something like that. You have this like sort of, and I'm sure you get a lot of like, I hate you, George. You don't understand.
Yeah.
You know, it's so funny. But you've been a caretaker of this whole thing, and I really love you. And
thank you.
I love Jude Palencar and his family and his son and everybody that's really involved in this for the heart of it. Because that's all I'm in for. I'm not like some people are. Have you ever noticed people that are in it for just for like the fame or the money or something?
Yes, I've noticed a lot of them. They tend to come and go really quick though. So it's fine.
Right.
Those are the people that are like, I hate you, George. And I'm like, I don't care. You're not going to be here that long.
Exactly. Yeah. So like I mean when I came here, it was like, all right. And then you have Expedition Unknown, which exposes so many people to whack gong theories, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know the guy that came on here before.
Lane?
Lane. And I missed him. But I would like to hear his theory. I don't like that he didn't give you respect by saying goodbye to you, at least.
No, it's fine. Lane's a good guy. Fine. Lane's a good guy. I think he's just nervous because you get nervous doing this, especially when you're going against the flow. And I think the point he was trying to make without making it was that these ideas don't have to be the ideas, matches, maps, whatever you want to call them. They don't have to be as concrete as people demand they be.
Right.
They can be pretty fluid and they can be pretty objective, or they can be pretty subjective. Because that's kind of everything that we're operating on is kind of subjective in a way. Like nothing is concrete. So I think the point he was trying to make was, if you get all of these little subjective ideas and they all point in the same direction, you can't discount them just because they're subjective. At least I think that's what he was trying to say.
Yeah, I don't know but the point of subjectivism versus objectivism. So we all can agree that Byron Preiss created a book called The Secret. That's objective.
Yeah.
There's no subjectivity going. No one's saying that Byron Preiss wrote a book about Moby Dick. No, he wrote a book about hiding some, so there we can take some logical steps. But anybody that's going way wild into like the tribes of Israel, I think that's like a bit too much. Like you gotta
Tribes of Israel stuff was pretty good.
You think it is? Yeah.
Yeah, I thought like some of it was. I mean, so
yeah.
In the beginning, their first sort of ideas were tribes of Israel have different symbols, and you can find those symbols pretty readily available in the images. And they have different colors, and you can find dominant colors in the images. Yeah. And different like phrases, and it was a lot of little like sort of circumstantial stuff. Some of it was kind of reachy, but some of it wasn't. And and back then it was really good. But I think it was people who were egging them on to be like, you got to be more concrete. They started digging in and getting stretchier and stretchier and stretchier. And that's when it became unbelievable. Whereas if they would have just left it alone in the beginning, it would have been fine. Does that make sense? I think
no, it definitely does. Yeah.
Trying to like nail down your ideas sometimes just kills your idea.
Yeah.
So,
I think that you can see that in like New York.
Yeah.
You know, you can see that in St. Augustine, many different San Francisco.
But I mean, think
many,
about like when first Expedition Unknown first came out, or maybe even the second episode. Think about all the conversations online, and then imagine somebody coming in and being like, I think Boston's buried at home plate in a ball field. They would have been laughed off of the,
Dude, that was me. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So
I was like, yeah. I mean, I hate Facebook and I hate everything that goes with it. So, but that's my only, besides the Discord server, my only sort of look into the secret and what's going on with it. I try to teach my students about it, and I can't really do it because you go to 12 Treasures and it's fantastic. Don't get me wrong, it's amazing. But it doesn't get into what's going on now and what people are looking into now.
Yeah.
And what the theories are there and whether they're bad or they're good.
Yeah.
But it does provide, it does provide.
It's not really what 12 Treasures is for, though. 12 Treasures is there to just give you the basics. Like, these are the facts.
Exactly.
And
right.
Because I feel like when you get into stuff like PB Works, where they're all about people's ideas and theories, they're way too leading and they're way too like steely,
Can you give me an example about that? Can you label that?
Sure. Okay. You see the same shit pop up for New York constantly because of PB Works, right? That same tree. Everybody wants to dig that same tree.
Right.
Just because that's the theory that's been put out there.
What tree?
I can't remember the tree. It's stupid. Okay, we'll use one I know really well. St. Augustine. Everybody wants to dig at that damn palm tree in the parking lot of the Fountain of Youth because that's what's on PB Works, right? PB Works is all like, oh, we got to get an air handler or whatever to blow dirt away from the tree roots so we don't damage it. That's why that tree is called tree number 1. In the Fountain of Youth, they have 3 trees: tree 1, tree 2, tree 3, and new searchers want to dig each of those trees in that order. They always start at tree number 1, which is the PB Works tree. Then they go to tree number 2, which is 3 feet away from the PB Works tree.
Right.
Then they go to tree number 3, which is across the street from the PB Works tree.
Okay.
That site fuels that theory, and it's bad. It's a bad theory, and it's not anyone on that site's theory. But the person whose theory it is gets no credit. Their name's not mentioned anywhere. It's just all of a sudden, it's the theory of the owner of PB Works. You see what I'm saying? Like,
no, I get it.
It perpetuates bad information, and it takes that bad information from other people. Like the information back when it was first published was fine. It was the leading theory. It's whatever. But we have moved on. Same with Charleston. Same with Charleston. PB Works wants to dig up where the main monument is in Charleston, right? Or the main
White
monument
Gardens
used to be
or whatever.
in White Point Gardens. And they say when the main monument was destroyed or was removed, they dug up all the earth and they probably destroyed the cast.
Right.
So all the searchers that are brand new that come from there are like, well, it sucks that the one in Charleston's probably destroyed. But what PB Works won't tell you is when that monument was dug up, there was an archaeologist on site who documented every single thing that was found in that fucking hole. And there's a newspaper article that shows you what it all was. You try to post it to PB Works, they won't let it be posted.
No way. Really?
It's like, why are you doing this to people?
Wow. Really?
Yeah. So it's bad and steely.
George, I got to say to you and to whoever and everybody else. Listen, when I first got hit to the secret, I looked online and the only thing that was there was PBE Works or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was all I had to go on to. And then I said, oh, yeah, there's a Facebook group. I hate Facebook, so I got off of it. But I was on there for quite a bit, and I entertained many a gift giver secret. Uh, but like, no, but like, you know, there is no, so, you know, there is no real, it was hard to find, if you don't have Facebook, the updates of people throwing out their theories out there, which I loved, you know. But
Yeah.
George, you set that up, and I really want to thank you because there was an all of a sudden 12 dressers or whoever. I don't think it's just you, but I think it's other
No,
people.
it's just me.
It's just really
Yeah.
okay. John Jude Palencar wants nothing to do with it. So, um, you know, it's like that's an alternative theory or alternative website rather to teach people about the secret. Like you want to see the image in high resolutions, here it is.
Yeah.
You know, it's so much better than PV works. When
Well,
I was coming to the secret, it was just PVC works.
yeah.
You know, yeah.
Well, my idea was like, I don't want to just recycle the same shit over and over. I don't want to
Yeah.
talk about the same thing over and over. Because
Sorry.
like when the podcast first came out, it was like, okay, we have these theories for each of these cities. Let's talk about them. And the conversation was always about the same exact theories. So it was like, I don't want that. I want new people to come
Right.
on, give us their ideas. So that's what 12 Treasures was born as. Like, let me just give you
Yeah.
facts and you come up with your own ideas. Did it work? I don't
Yeah.
know, but you know,
No, I
that's
think
what-
it worked.
I'm gonna go. I can go.
Oh my God. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. I
Hi.
can leave.
How are you?
I
Hi.
don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking
Is
about?
that your?
Oh
is
my
it-
God.
Is
Who
that
is
your
this?
wife?
That is my wife.
Hi, wife.
Her name is Mrs. Brandon.
Hi, Mrs.
and
Brandon.
Young.
Hi,
Hi.
Mrs. Brandon Young.
And she is here.
Hi. Oh shit! It's Carlene. Oh fuck! I didn't even see that. Okay.
I have the same beanie, by the way. That same like.
Do you look as bad in it as I do? Do you?
Carlene,
I've been
Lane.
working all day. I did not know I was going to be doing this. Sorry.
Lane left. Lane's gone.
Who is Lane?
The
Let's
guy
go.
that he's a guy that wanted to talk to you, who liked your ideas,
Well, he can
especially
reach
about
out
New
to
York.
me at anytime. Lane.
Well, he's
I
not
wanna
on
hear him.
Facebook. And
I
what
really
he was,
want to hear.
what he was
Okay.
very upset about was that you had videos on YouTube that he really liked, and you took them down.
Oh,
And
do you know
he-
why?
Secret.
But he doesn't. So I took them down because let's see, in 2018, there was a person in San Francisco who was working with, I don't know if it was EU, it might have been, and they wanted to talk to somebody who is claiming that my videos were theirs. So I took them down.
Okay.
But
you got to get used to
but-
that shit, man. You got to like people who are
yeah,
like,
but this
no,
was like new. Like 2018, that was like new. Like
Yeah.
wasn't it like 2017 this whole thing started? It was new. So but the one thing I would say to everybody, because I know everybody like knows I'm like super into Prospect Park and I have a couple of other spots as well, but I encourage every searcher, including the new searchers, wherever you think you are, pull yourself out, start over, find another spot. And if you keep coming back to the same place, you're doing something right. But if you just like blanketly say, this is the spot, you're an idiot. Like you're just stupid. Like you need to keep pulling yourself out and trying new things because that's all you can do. Like
I agree
mean,
with with
Yeah.
every word you say, but you say it in teacher voice, and I'm just like, no.
No.
that's right. That's George has a problem with me because I'm like such a teacher. I don't meet. It's like 35 years of my life, man. Leave me
No,
alone.
it's just great.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
awesome.
it's amazing.
I have
actually.
missed
That's
Carlene.
exactly right.
But it's so like I mean, I have dug so many holes and I have like escaped arrest. I can't tell you how many times. But
Yeah.
truly, I mean, truly, like,
Escaped arrest.
yeah.
Rob Caraggiulio says
Well,
you're
and
an
I know
idiot
Nick,
is the secret
Nick
motto.
Panic, wherever you are, is my hole digger. Not gonna lie. I'm just kind of the lookout because he digs holes faster than I do.
Wow. See, I don't have a team like that yet.
Oh,
Yet.
dude.
You got to get one.
So I am. I'm trying to build.
You got
teams.
middle schoolers though, dude. They can dig holes quick.
You have
No,
middle
it's just
schoolers?
yeah. Hey,
Did you see that?
parents.
Did you see our middle school video on 12 Treasures?
Hey, yeah.
He's a
Hey,
gym
Dad,
teacher.
I'm gonna take your kid out for a night. We're gonna go to a rock.
I'm gonna go hang out in the park with your kid.
We're gonna hang out. Hey, guess what, kid? Oh, hey.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
No,
no,
we
I mean,
actually,
it's not. It's
my
creepy.
kids we made our own treasure hunt and buried stuff.
That
Oh
was cool.
wow,
I showed that to
really?
John. John really liked that.
Yeah.
What do
They're
you
like,
think
so
about?
anytime you do something devious, they're all on board.
Yeah.
I still
What do
have
you
your
think of-
I still have your treasure. It's back there.
I'm sorry, George.
No, you're fine, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you think about this treasure hunt?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Mm.
You're like, it's a brain drain and I hate it and everything. I hate all the people.
No, I think
Yeah.
I think the thing
Mostly
that's
George.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just
It's like,
mostly me.
no, I just sent a message not too long ago to a couple of different groups that said, we're doing something wrong. Let's just take what we know, like what's absolutely 100% true, that we
Right.
know is true,
Right.
and go from there and try to dissect, not by like, I don't want to hear what you think it
Theory.
is, what you think it is, and what it doesn't matter. Like, let's
Right.
all sit down. This is what's true, and go
Objective.
from there. Because it's like everybody wants their spot to be the spot. Of course they do, but you're not solving anything that way. Like, no one's finding shit that way. Like, you got to start over.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I get tired of the petty BS. And of course, now that we're like at how many, like 5 million people on the page, it makes it really hard. Like, when I joined, I think there was 318 people on the page.
Wow. Yeah,
That's
I was
insane.
before that, but yeah. Do you think what's your favorite city?
I've spent the most time on New York, but
Oh, really?
oh,
Do you like that bird?
tens of thousands of hours.
Carlene's a Prospect Park lady.
Project. No,
she was the first Prospect Park lady.
She's a project
Yeah.
prospect. Yeah, all right.
Don't say any more PRO words. It could get bad.
PRO.
Like prostitute.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's a great park. You should take the middle schoolers to that park.
Yeah, Prospect.
It's actually it is actually stunning. It really is.
James.
I bet
Washington.
it is.
Yeah.
George, have you been there?
Prospect Park?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jorge. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to Prospect Park. Just once.
George is Jorge.
Just passing through.
Yeah. I was probably one of the first that were all in on Prospect. I've got a couple of other spots in New York, but I'm really into Roanoke now. I like Roanoke.
Oh, wow. Nice.
That's what we were talking about earlier. Should have been here.
Yeah.
But no, you weren't.
It's so hard.
No, you aren't. It's your fault.
So hard.
It's your fault. It's 100% your fault. Yeah, you could have been all in Roanoke.
So George, it's been so long since we've talked civilly.
Civilly? Like we argue or something now?
You said the next time we did this that we would be fighting. So I'm glad we're not. Of course, we both had a little bit of bourbon.
It's just because of teacher voice. I love
It's
you, Carlen. You're a great person.
I'm a teacher voice.
It's just teacher voice.
It's teacher voice. And I haven't had a teacher in like 3 years, so there's
fine. You still have teacher voice. Once you get teacher voice, you never. Oh, there's a dog. That's so cute.
Just mom voice. It could just be mom voice.
No, I'm cool with mom voice.
Different. Yeah.
You're gonna send me to the principal. I know it.
My dog.
The principal is her. Anyway.
Go get your ball. Oh, my dog's an asshole.
So your favorite
he just wants to be live. He just wants to be live. Your
favorite. Oh, there he is.
I don't know. I think it's.
Is that a ghost painting? in the background? What is that?
This?
Yeah, who is that?
We don't
Can you
know
go
her
up to it?
name.
Yeah.
Hold on. I got this really
Oh,
cool
that's
light.
Rembrandt. Yeah, that's Rembrandt.
I don't own a Rembrandt. This is like real.
No, that's Rembrandt from
It's
Montreal.
not Rembrandt. You're ridiculous. Stop.
This
That's
whole
an
stream has
actual
gone
painting.
off
If that
the
was a
rails.
Rembrandt, I would not be living in this tiny house.
That's cool. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. So what
What
are
are you,
your
an
favorite
artist or
things?
something?
How about Brandon? How long have you been doing this thing?
I don't know. You uh about 4, I guess. I mean, the time passes fast. So I don't know when the first Expedition Unknown aired.
End of 2017.
All right, that's it. Then
Okay.
yeah, my mom showed me. She said you'd be really into this.
Oh,
And
I
I was
love
like,
your mom.
yeah, she's hot. And I was like, yeah.
Like she's hot?
No, I mean in like a temperature way. So
Brandon, how drunk are you at the moment?
Brandon,
Just
I
out of
think you have,
curiosity.
I don't
you
drink,
have
guys.
way more
Okay.
than us, Paul. Way more.
No, I've forgiven drinking, and they've forgiven me. And no, I had a couple of wines. Whatever.
It's fine.
Who
It's fine.
cares?
Carlen has
Sorry.
wine. It's fine. No,
Yeah,
you
I
don't have
had
to
I
apologize.
had
It makes
some
fun.
wine.
Makes for
I
a
had a little
fun.
Smokies, Dookies,
Okay.
whatever. Who
So,
cares?
Good
so
job.
can you
I
tell
want to talk
me
to George. I want to talk to the secret. Let's go.
tell me in 30 seconds the newest, coolest things about the secret that's happening that I don't know because I refuse to get on the page and see stupid people.
Yeah,
There's nothing.
George.
There's nothing.
Up to you.
Nothing new.
All right,
There's
talk
nothing.
about San Francisco, and you went there and you found the secret.
Oh yeah, did you see the San Francisco episode?
Yeah, that
was pretty cool.
was awesome.
You didn't see
You have
it
a new
I
San
did.
Francisco?
I don't know about that chick.
about the
Sorry.
Fairmont?
Oh, I love that one.
So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
it. That's it. That's all that's new.
I love that.
Yeah,
Well, why didn't you
I
find
mean-
it?
That's a good question.
yeah. Why didn't you?
I don't know. I'm just not very good at this.
What's wrong with
I'm dumb,
What's-
dude. I'm
you?
dumb.
What's wrong with you?
I barely like I
All
I
right.
like to say because I get around my friends for the secret, and like one of them's a professor at this Ivy League university, and a bunch of
Oh,
them are
wow.
doctors, and a bunch of them are lawyers, and I'm like, I barely
Yeah.
graduated
About
high
my
school.
friend Matthew. Matthew,
Who
where
cares?
are you?
He's another professor. That's another one. They're all professors
I
or
know.
doctors or
I know.
lawyers.
They're all.
Leave
And I'm
them
like-
alone.
I'm like, I had a 2.4 GPA in high school.
It doesn't
Ah.
matter. It doesn't matter.
So
in the
which one's
secret.
going to be found? Who is finding what? Who's going to find the next one? Which is the one that's
I
going to
found the Boston one, so I don't know where I'm gonna go.
Shut up.
I think New York.
I got
New
that
York.
Cleveland
Don't
one.
tell me to shut up.
Cleveland one
You
right
shut
back
up.
there. It's
You
fine.
guys, New York is so hard. It's
I
so
think George knows more about San Francisco than he's
I
letting
think
on.
George knows
Totally.
more
I think
about
he's
all of
trying to be like he held the covenant with
Mhm.
Robin Williams essentially, and
I did. I had a
and
seance.
then yeah, he had a seance at the Fairmont, and the like the top, tippity top of that.
Yeah,
place.
and there was a bunch of smoke, and suddenly there was a voice, and it was like, "I am Mork from Ork." and-
yeah, Nano.
Yeah,
And that basically was the essentially hint to dig at the certain spot.
Robin Williams was
And-
like, "You get 3 wishes," and
One
one
is
of
the
them was
secret.
like, "I want to know where San Francisco is," and he was like, "I'll tell
Right.
you,
all
but
the
you
young
can't
people
dig it
out
up."
there like have no idea what we're talking about.
No,
No, they do.
Okay.
They can look it up. Actually, the young ones know more than you would know. They're way into like Slipknot and Metallica. And,
I just
like,
want
all these-
somebody. I want somebody to explain Skibbity Toilet. What the
Oh, I know
hell
that. Yeah,
is Skibbity Toilet?
dude.
Someone
it-
showed me that and I was like, what are you even talking
All right.
about?
So
People keep
Yeah,
asking
like-
who's talking right now. It's Brandon Young, Carlene, and then me,
right.
and Skibbity Toilet.
And then Skibidi Toilet. I'm Skibidi Toilet. I'm talking like this. And so, but Skibidi Toilet is sort of like a brain. It's in the realm of what they call brain rot.
But did you see it, George? Did you see the video of it?
No,
It's
It's
terrible.
his head. It's like somebody did an animation of his like severed head floating in a
Yeah.
toilet.
In a toilet.
It's dumb.
all right.
It's just stupid. It's brain rot. as they
Skibbity
call it.
toilet it is.
Yeah. But my middle school kids are obsessed with it.
I know
I
there's
didn't know.
toys. You can buy a toy of a giant toilet that's skibbity. I have no idea.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, okay. I mean, it's fine. I just want to know what it is. I didn't know what it was until,
It's so stupid.
like, I thought it was like, okay, you're dealing with a toilet, you're dealing with it.
Why are we having
Pee-
potty talk when we could be discussing who's going to find New York?
Someone told me the other day that I was a
I already
vibe.
did.
Is that good?
You
That you
are
were
a
a
vibe.
vibe?
That I was
Yeah.
a vibe.
No, you are.
All right,
You
that's
definitely-
great.
Okay.
That's good.
All right. I don't know.
It's a good vibe.
I was
It's
just
a-
like, thanks.
Yeah. No, you are. Yeah. So New York, I think, like, who knows who's gonna find it? I think I think George had a great idea that no one's ever mentioned, to my mind.
What is
That-
it?
All right, you want to know?
Yeah.
Do you?
I also want to know what my good idea was.
So Bantam Books.
Oh God. Oh God.
Yeah,
What?
you know,
People give me
tell
such
me.
shit for that.
So their logo was a chicken, and
Mhm.
their headquarters was right in New York City there. And so
It's the one half of the dead center of Fifth Avenue.
I actually
Right by
believe,
Madison Square Park.
Sure.
not necessarily. I'm just saying that Bantam
And then-
Books was there.
Bantam Books was headquartered in the 22nd and 23rd floors, which was actually
really?
the 21st and 22nd. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that, but
There wasn't a 13th floor, so it was like one less than the floor number.
But like I don't even know if you mentioned this, George, but what is the logo of the Bantam Books?
It's a rooster.
That's right, which is chicken, essentially.
Yeah.
And we know that the person who would solve the New York puzzle would be someone who knew
It was a chicken.
the chicken, right? So there you go,
There's
woman.
so many things you could say are part of the chicken. That's the problem.
All right. Well, go ahead. Give me an alternative theory.
Give you an alternative theory to chicken?
Yeah.
Are
prove
you
that
saying
wrong.
I'm wrong, Carlene? Well, why don't you just
Yeah,
go
right.
dig it up then? Just stop what you're doing.
Yeah. There's no
I'm not
chickens in
saying
New
you're
York.
wrong. I actually like the idea of it having
it's
something
cool.
to do with Bantam Books. I think
It-
that's cool.
It was dumb. It was dumb to me. Like I was watching this thing about DC Comics, right? Like I was watching this documentary about DC Comics in the 80s and when they transferred to the Bantam building because they
Right.
moved offices. And the dude was talking about where everybody's offices were, and I was like, I was sitting there thinking like, oh, this dude's connected to Byron. Oh, this guy's connected to Byron. And then I was like, every single person in this fucking office is connected to Byron. I was like,
Whoa.
where's Byron's office because he worked with all these people. Where's Byron's office? And then I Googled and I was like, oh, Byron's office is in the freaking Bantam building, one floor above these people.
Wow.
And I mean, it was people like Mobius and Kirby. It was
No
all
way.
the people and they were
Jack Kirby.
they were just right below Byron.
No way.
And then I
So-
started like putting things together. Like it was weird, but it's dumb. It's probably not right.
No, it's not dumb.
I don't
No.
think it's dumb. I don't. Oh,
I mean,
did
there's
you know
more.
that-
One day I'll write
did
it up.
you know that there's a type of chicken called a Bantam chicken?
Yeah, that's
Wow,
why it's
really.
that's why it's
I know, but like, how do I know that they just didn't like a rooster and slap it on the book?
Right.
Do you know what I want the logo for my business to be? It's just a huge cock.
A cock. Yeah.
Well, that does not surprise me.
It's fine. We can say these things now because it's 10 o'clock at night and Facebook
Oh,
doesn't
God
censor
bless.
anymore.
Thank God. Yeah. But
Any-
yeah, I thought that was interesting. Is the New York Bantam building, as you called it,
Yeah.
and almost like thinking that the cast might be either in there or very. close
No, I always
by.
thought it was in there. I always thought you had to
Yeah,
go there
yeah,
and
right.
ask someone for it.
in an elevator. Go
Yeah.
up there. Yeah.
Like Hymn of Hard Words and Three Vols never made any sense. But I always imagined
Right.
going up the elevator and seeing like a directory or seeing something in front of you where it would make immediate sense. But I don't know what that would be, And then that's just my
Yeah.
brain imagining shit. That's probably not correct. But
No,
up
it's
until
cool.
that point, it's pretty solid.
No, I love that. I think that's something no one has contributed to the
But
secret.
what does that mean? After like because they didn't it's the verse doesn't say ask permission to dig out, doesn't say ride the elevator
No,
and the door.
Yeah.
it doesn't really need to.
Yeah, it's called metaphor and it's called allegory.
A
I mean, it's like
metaphor. Why are you
excuse
flexing me on that?
excuse
I
me,
actually
man.
Now
don't.
who has
I
the
don't think it
teacher
would be a
voice? Not
metaphor.
me.
Oh, look,
It's
now
called
who's arguing? It's not me and Carlene. It's Brandon and Carlene.
Oh, no.
It takes no time at all.
I'm the
It
nice
takes
guy
no time
here.
at all. That's hilarious.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
But as far as I know, like, let me go back and look, because the New York puzzle doesn't really tell you much of anything.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't tell you to dig. It doesn't tell you much of anything. It just gives you a whole bunch of stuff.
Harriet, stop.
But if you're up on the 21st or 22nd floor, you can definitely gaze north towards some things. You can definitely see all of the shit. Just like the Preiss kids was like, you should be able to see everything. You can definitely see everything. Like if you're in
but here's the
halfway
thing.
up a skyscraper.
All these years with me like having private conversations with people supposedly like super in the know, it's like everything contradicts everything. Like if I have somebody that's like, Carlene, it's in Brooklyn, definitely in Brooklyn, then I hear stuff like that. And that's definitely not in Brooklyn.
So people are allowed to have different ideas.
No, I'm not saying different ideas. When you talk to somebody who says that they know from somebody who knew when the book was made that it's definitely in Brooklyn.
Well, that was just Ben, right? That was just Ben being like, I can't imagine he would put it anywhere other than Brooklyn.
Well, yeah. And then
the more you find out, the more you like Ben talks, he's like, he doesn't know. It's just his thoughts, and you just dismiss it. Like, okay.
She's talking to Bushwick Bill.
But I've never talked to Ben Asen personally. I'm talking about people that have talked to me personally. But I'm not going to mention.
Is it me? Is that me? Are you talking about me?
You were one of them.
Okay.
Oh.
I mean, like.
But I said you were one of them. There were many.
Brooklyn. I mean, Brooklyn is still probably one of the best places to live. I don't know.
Yeah,
I like if I'm not at Bantam, I'm at Coney, and then I'm somewhere in the greater Brooklyn area.
There's when Jude Palencar came up with it's almost like a orchestra player from the behind, and it looks like a place in New Jersey. There is a painting that he has where I think Jude Palencar came out with it after The Secret and all the hoopla. And it's like a person in a robe.
The one with the swans.
No.
I'm sorry?
It's talking about the one with the cask in the foreground.
No, it's the trees. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I know what you're talking about. Staring at the trees. Yeah.
I think that's a big hint to us cast players. And I think like if we look at that enough and we figure out what it is, it might
like a
give
hint for like all casks or a hint for like New York casks?
I think New York specifically. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if people looked into Jude Palencar's. Yeah, I know they have, but not too many with the right mind. Look into his newer works with The Secret in mind. I don't know. You could tell me wrong, George.
You're okay. I know.
I don't know. I like that. I like when things can evolve, when ideas and minds can evolve. Because if we had started this, when me and JM had started this podcast, if somebody had popped up and was like, "Oh, you're gonna want to dig at a hotel soon," I would have told them they were out of their mind. But ideas evolve, thoughts evolve, and the people who are really shit at this puzzle are the people who get in one spot and never ever fucking leave.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what do you like about Coney Island, George?
Well, so
That's cool.
I like the fact that it's Coney Island. It's an adventure place. It's kind of out. It's not
I
as
love.
just for a puzzle aspect. It's more childlike than just about anywhere, and more adventurous than just about anywhere
Yep.
in New
Yep.
York.
In
It's
the
out in
80s,
the
it was,
open.
like totally boarded up. You know, like
Yeah,
it was
but
not safe in the 80s.
Yeah, but nowhere in New
Whatever.
York was safe in the 80s. It was still New York's vacation spot. It's where you go to have fun. It's where
No,
families
that's
go
it.
to have fun.
I agree.
I like a lot of the tangential image stuff. I really like Surf Avenue. I like the Screaming
roller
Eagle.
coaster.
I
Oh, I
like the Cyclone.
Agree. I
You
like
know,
that.
I like some of the verse works really well in Luna Park, like getting you from the entrance to Luna Park around the antique cars and down the march steps and back out of Luna Park towards the back. But then once you get there, it's not that the park stops. It's not that the ideas stop being good. It's that you stop being able to follow the verse because the park is concrete now, where it wasn't before.
Yeah.
It was a boardwalk and sand and dirt and grass and whatever.
Huh.
Now it's just a big ass, not parking lot, but it's
simple routes.
It's just pavement. So could it work? Yeah. Like the first part of that verse works really, really, really well in Coney Island. And then it just stops because the park has changed. You know?
You've been there.
Sort of the same with Bantam. Bantam works really well for half of this verse, and then it just stops because the building has changed. The building's not even there anymore, as far as I know. Like it's a different building.
Interesting. Yeah.
I think. But anyway, there's a lot of stuff in New York like that. But it works really well until it doesn't. And it's not because the verse stops making sense. It's because what you're looking for is gone. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Well, and I feel like the line cars abound can be really confusing because it's like, of course, cars abound. It's New York City. So there has to be something else, which is why the cars work great.
Yeah. Like the antique cars ride. Like it's huge.
That's why that works. Or like people have talked about train yards. That makes sense. A huge parking lot. That makes sense. But if you're just going to say, oh yeah, cars are going around this corner, then you're an idiot.
It's dumb.
That
or
is
it's the same as like the whirling sound being bicycles because New Yorkers ride bikes. They ride bikes everywhere. You know, like, oh, this is a bike path, but it's also a walking path and a road. Like it's, you know,
oh my God.
Cars abound in the
skates were huge in the 80s.
There's a whirling sound in the summer because that's when New Yorkers ride their bikes. Like they stop riding their bikes in the winter for some reason. Like,
right.
It's so dumb. Come on, Petey.
No, George, you're right. Yeah.
Come on, Petey. Let's go play.
Oh, God, these fucking dogs.
You don't like dogs?
Yeah.
Come on, Carlen. Dogs are great. I just rescued a new dog.
You can borrow mine anytime.
Excuse me, Carlen.
Why are we picking on Carlen again?
We just rescued a new dog. It's an 8-year-old English bulldog named Essa.
Named Carlen.
People. I can go anywhere for this kind of abuse. I do not need to log on.
No, stop. No, we're both in
it's Carlen Buttface. She's an old dog.
Oh my God.
We love you, Carlen.
Well, if we're not going to have any intelligent conversation, I will be going.
We're talking about Bantam and Coney Island.
Excuse me. Let's talk about what Kierkegaard thought about The Secret. And John
Kierkegaard?
What did you just say?
He did.
Kierkegaard?
I don't know if anybody knows the philosopher called Kierkegaard. Soren Kierkegaard. And
we've pronounced his name 4 different ways now, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I don't disagree with that. I think people changing their dialect is fine. It's part of evolution. But Kierkegaard, who was a founder of like secrets and stuff, and he really loved puzzles. He really loved figuring out what city, what would what.
I don't know if any of this is true.
No, it is. No, look into it. I know it might not be, but look into it.
It seems like a whole lot of stuff there, buddy.
Rob says we've gone from Seinfeld to a drunk history episode. It's pretty awesome.
I am totally sober.
I am also sober.
Me too.
Are you high?
I plead the fifth.
I don't do drugs, Carlen. Everybody thinks I do, but I don't.
What are you vaping?
I'm not vaping. This is legitimately just a cigar.
Oh, God, so
Like they come out of these. They come out of these packs.
God damn you,
Okay.
George. You're doing so much vaping. It's insane.
I'm not.
You used to have a vape.
God damn
I did, but it wasn't weed.
You know, the people that
Like people
project onto you.
People are like, George, come hang out. We'll talk about theories. I got a bunch of weed. We'll just smoke weed. We'll have a good time. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't know. I just never liked it. I just
Weed-
If you don't know them, maybe.
No, it's gross.
Come to Boston again, you guys. Come to Boston. I know it sucks last time, but like, come again and not during the winter, please. But please come again, everybody from The Secret, as an announcement. Please come again. I will take care of you, and I'm available.
In New York in about a month. I'm gonna go digging in a month.
You are not invited. That lady who's talking is not invited.
I'm going to New Orleans next month. You want to come?
Oh, really?
Come to New Orleans.
You always go to New Orleans. So.
Yeah, but it's because it's New Orleans.
Fair.
We're gonna be in a parade.
Jambalaya.
And I got a costume. John Palencar helped me make it.
Jude Jambalaya.
Seriously.
Yeah, he might as well be. But
Come here.
No, but I think the next cast will be found in New York or San Francisco. Or it might be St. Augustine if George helps out for once.
I mean, I always tell people, send me your spot, I'll dig them if I can, but nobody ever does. I think people don't want to be proven wrong.
Some fun ideas.
Can you for the love of God, please pick a whatever it is, mile up, go to Fort Mose, where they do have a it is there, as many people don't think it's there.
Yeah, as soon as you go into the parking lot, there's this giant National Park Service building.
Yeah, and you go and walk through, go down to the ocean, look to the left, right?
It's an inlet.
But find. Listen, at least try to find what you think would be in a middle schooler's perspective. Where you think the cast might be found?
In the inlet? In the oyster bed?
Yes. Around, I mean, closer to the ocean. But like
you can't get to the ocean.
You can't?
No, it's an inlet. It's a big oyster bed. It's where water runs from one portion of the ocean to the other. It's like a mile away from the ocean.
Really? I haven't been there, but that's the place.
It's an oyster bed. It's like quicksand, except it has glass in it that will cut you and kill you.
Yeah. Glass is cold as ice.
I tell you that happened when we were there visiting you.
What?
Remember I went down with that guy I was dating and we visited you and we went out in this raft and he jumped out to like pull the raft and like the oysters destroyed his legs and we had to get stitches.
Were you no, you weren't the couple that I rescued, because I rescued someone who was
you didn't rescue us. We just
this person I had to rescue. Like they came up from Atlanta and they got an inflatable raft and they put in at Volano Beach and paddled down to the Fountain of Youth and got out and cut up the raft, and dude sunk down to his waist. And John Frazier called me and he's like, I need you to break into the park and help this guy.
No way.
We ended up like having to get the fire department, rescue, sheriff's office, fish and game. It took like 8 hours to get these people out of the marsh.
Oh my.
Well, because the other thing is like you can't just like get cut by oysters and like just get stitched up. Like they have to like
they have to debride you. Yeah.
Wow. Really?
To get the bacteria and whatever else in there. Oh my god.
Interesting.
It's bad. And it's not like you can get in the oysters and then get out. You can't. You're just there, really, and any amount you move just gets cut up more.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Terrible. My god.
It's really bad.
And then that asshole got in my Jeep and stepped on my tablet and broke it.
You have a Jeep?
I do have a Jeep.
All right. We'll compare later.
It's a JK. It's very nice.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's good. Good for you.
I
Okay.
blew up the engine. I rebuilt it. It's fine now.
Yeah. No, the engine. That's nothing to do.
Hi.
All right. Well, it's 10 o'clock. Are we done with Sunday Funday, or are we?
Did anybody learn anything in the last hour?
Me.
I learned that Carlene and I can have a nice conversation, but Brandon and Carlene cannot.
Yay.
Yeah, but you have to get me Lane's information.
I will do that.
The other part is like, I don't want to post this Prospect Park stuff because people will just destroy it.
Well,
And
he's
love that.
mainly on Discord. Are you on Discord?
No.
Okay.
Me?
Well, let me get it. No, let me get his email address, and I'll email you because I also am supposed to email Joellen for him. So I'll just do all of these emails.
And so
Joellen Trilly.
So he likes Prospect Park as well, or
I don't know. We didn't really talk about New York. He just really appreciated your videos and your ideas, and sort of the way he views The Secret is kind of not The Secret, but the way he views the sort of images in the back of the book, kind of the same way you do, except that he just pushes the verses away. He just doesn't focus on them at all.
Interesting.
The
one thing I think, and Brandon, I don't know, like I have not taken this off the page. I think
don't
it's
be mean.
It's probably
please be nice.
I
love you.
The map on page 10 has a lot of truth in it.
I agree.
And it's I mean, the Boston Solve is in that map.
Yeah.
And so
I just imagine you as a Swiftie right now. And the album Red has a lot of truth in it. And the secrets to life.
I am missing the Wishman.
They don't listen to the words coming out of people's mouths. You just listen. Boys, I got more wine to drink. All right. Love you long time.
Hey, Carlene,
right,
seriously, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun.
Bon nuit.
Bye, drunkie. See you.
Bye. I'm going to end this now. I will see you all later.
All right. Bye, George. I love you.
Love you. Bye. Fuck. Okay, guys. That was definitely a thing that just happened. Thank you for having fun on Sunday.